May I come in, sir? Ma'am?
Yeah. Please have a seat, Anupanisha.
Thank you.
Tell me something about yourself which will interest us.
Hello, sir. So, I'm Anupam Mishra, as you can see on my CV, and I am a mechanical engineer. And I graduated a couple of years ago, and I started working with Apollo Tires in the capacity of a maintenance engineer. I enjoyed my work there. Apart from that, in terms of hobbies, I like to drive. I have a passion for Enfield bikes, and I like to go for cross-country rides every now and then. Apart from my career hobbies, I also have interest in extracurricular activities. I served as the football team captain in my college, and I really enjoyed the time there. And I think it's time for me to move on to the next stage of my career, and well, here I am.
So why do you think that MBA will be the one thing that will take your career ahead? Is MBA relevant for your career right now?
So, yes, I think so. MBA is quite relevant for my career right now because in the 4 years where I studied mechanical engineering, I got the chance to learn the nitty-gritties of equipments and how to make companies work, the manufacturing aspects of it, basically the operations. But I think I also have certain inclinations towards more managerial roles where I get to take more responsibilities, get to take more ownership for higher stakes, and which will help me grow as an individual. At the same time, also help me to help the company that I'm working for to grow in general.
Okay. Okay. So when did you feel that MBA will be the one thing that will bring changes to your career?
So it was not a one-time aha moment, to be frank. But I think there were a couple of events or instances where I felt that okay, maybe this can be the thing for me. For example, we have these technical festivals in our colleges, where you're supposed to take charge of one complete event end to end, starting from promoting the event to up until concluding the event distribution, prize distribution, taking care of guests, everything basically, the whole event thing. And there are a lot of aspects involved, and there are a lot of variables, and it might sound simple at start as it did to me back then, but it is a challenging job, and it is also quite value adding, and you also get to know a lot about your own proficiencies as well as deficiencies. And so that was one moment when I realized, okay, this is something where I have some potential for growth.
So what will you do in the first in these 2 years of the MBA? What do you think? What qualities you will try to inculcate in your personality through the 2 years course of MBA that will help you grow in the corporate sector?
So first of all, I'm really excited about these 2 years. There's a lot of things that I would love to do, and I'm just bombarded with choices. But at the same time, I do understand that I'll have to make certain trade-offs, and for the same, I generally use a framework. I heard one of my alumnus from good B school tell me about the T framework, which basically means that you should generalize across multiple fields, at the same time specialize in one particular field. So you should have certain knowledge about like finance, operations, marketing in general, and at the same time there should be one particular field where you should be a specialist, and that's exactly what I'll try to do in the next 2 years.
Anup, tell me, is there any incident in your past life that you would like to go back and change?
Wow, an incident. I think it's there are many incidents here which I would like to change, and for example, once like if I go like really back, while I served as the captain of my school football team, and we had the tournament going on. Like you have these houses, right? Blue house, yellow house, etc. I was the captain for my particular house, and we lost the one of the matches, because of which we were knocked out of the round, and we basically did not get to the finals, and then we had to, but we still had to play for the third position, right? The two teams that did not get to the finals, the third and fourth team, they play for the.
Is there anything related to your career that you would like to go back and change?
So related to my career, so I actually I would like to become more of a team person. If I look back at my career, for example, at Apollo Tires, when I just joined as a GT, I was pretty young as compared to the technicians and the people who were working there. and as much as they did not have the theoretical knowledge that I came into the organization with, they still had a lot of know-how about the processes and systems. I, on the other hand, made the mistake of not judging that properly. Okay, maybe overestimating the application of the theory that I've studied in college. So maybe that's something that I would love to change, because I would want to be a person who works with the team, makes use of their knowledge as well, experiential learning, and my theoretical knowledge as well.
Okay, so Anupam, who are you? Are you a leader or a follower?
Leader or a follower, ma'am? I think I can adapt to the role of a leader when it requires, and I can also adapt to the role of a follower when the time calls for it. For example, if I need to take it, if I'm if I specialize in certain tasks or certain activity, in that case I would want to lead that activity, because I know the nitty-gritties, I know what are the pitfalls, I know how to attain the objectives that are required to complete that task, right? On the other hand, if there's a certain task where my knowledge is more specialized in nature, okay, where I know only about only some verticals of that are required in the task, I would rather listen to someone who knows how to get the whole team on board and achieve the task, achieve the objectives.
So what your answer is, that would depend upon the situation.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So if it depends upon the situation, what is the one trait that you think makes a leader different from a follower?
Different from a follower. Ma'am, a leader is someone who, apart from knowing the critical issues related to all verticals, also is able to keep the larger picture in his frame of mind, and act accordingly, and knows when to make decisions and when not to, when to wait for making the right decisions. On the other hand, a follower is more of a specialist. So I think that would be one difference, the generalist and the specialist scenario.
Okay.
So,
can you recall a time when you behaved or you acted as a leader?
Acted as a leader. I think I can. So there was this once we had while working at Apollo Tires. It was the time of festivals, Diwali, and because so in the maintenance division, you always have these shutdowns of the factories only during the holidays, and that's the only time that we, the maintenance people, get the chance to carry out the maintenance that cannot be carried out while the machines are in working conditions. This one particular time, there was one particular large setup machine which is used to mix rubber to make tires, was functioning all right. Okay, it seemed to be functioning all right, and hence it was deprioritized, from the list, so as to maybe that it will be taken up some other time. But at the same time, I did observe certain symptoms which did suggest to me that there is some impending problem, some issue that might come up in the next one month, and we cannot wait for the next holiday to do that. At that point of time, I took the initiative to go to the manager and request that we probably do the maintenance for that particular Banbury. It's called machine is called a Banbury mixer as well. So I think that can be regarded as
okay. So you acted as a leader at that time. I could see from your resume that you have led a team of 50 plus people when you were in Apollo Tires. So what was the major problem that you faced while managing them?
Yeah, so I cannot forget that experience, and it brought a lot of learnings with it. So when I joined, as a very young GT there, just out of college, fresh out of college, and these people had been working in that factory since 1990, which was also the year I was born. So it was very difficult to get in tune with these technicians, when especially they were a little insecure about whether they'll be valued or not by a new person who's just a kid. I'm basically just a kid for them, right? So that was a major issue for me to reconcile that with our positions. I was an engineer there, and I was supposed to get them bring them together, kind of lead. And they were technicians there who were supposed to do the on-ground work. So it was very difficult for me to reconcile that. It took me a while, but I think I was able to get better out of the situation.
Chalo, that's great. You were able to manage them. Okay, one more question from my side is, what has been your most challenging and rewarding experience so far?
Most challenging and rewarding experience so far. Ma'am, actually, the very same experience that I told you about it was challenging. It was also rewarding. I'll just extend about the same experience.
Yes.
What happened was, after I was able to rid them of their insecurities. That no, I do not consider myself to be, to be knowing too much. I actually rely on you guys to help me get the work done. We became quite friendly. And then the output of the team, it was there are multiple divisions in maintenance departments. So our division, we started scoring really well on the outputs on the metrics which are used to judge the performance of maintenance department, just because they were more happy to work with me than with any other engineer.
Okay, so what was that one mantra that you used to manage them?
The mantra was recognizing their abilities and their knowledge, their experiential knowledge, and knowing that my theoretical knowledge is not a substitute for that, can never be the substitute for that. It made them feel valued. It made them feel valued, and hence they were no longer, going against. They were no longer against me. They were actually part of my team, and they actually helped me solve a lot of problems.
Right.
So,
Anupam, what's the meaning of your name?
oh, Anupam. The meaning of my name is something that cannot be compared. So, Upama is comparison in Hindi, and Anupam is like something that cannot be compared.
Jiski tulna na ki.
Jiski tulna na ki ja sake.
Okay, Anupam, so what is that one thing in you that sets you apart from others?
And the one thing in me, I think that which does set me apart from a lot of people is I think I'm quite versatile. So I have been involved in sports activities, and I have been fortunate enough to excel at multiple of them, tennis and football being some. And I've also been able to, be really strong with the theoretical aspects of the subjects. At the same time, I'm able to, take care of scenarios where the softer aspects are more important. For example, public speaking, etc., team management.
So by versatility, do you mean jack of all trades and master of none?
Jack of all trades, I guess I can see that, but I won't necessarily agree to master of none, because it is always a process, where you're never a master of any trade. You always have to keep learning. So I guess I hope to be the master of all trades, maybe later on sometime if the opportunities allow me to.
So is that the characteristic that you're proud of about yourself? Do you pride yourself on your versatility?
I do pride myself on versatility, but I always try to achieve 100% perfection in to the extent possible in everything that I do.
Okay. Now, Anupam, we have been hearing a lot of your goodness, your positive side. And as Nimisha ma'am had asked you, what is your major achievement? What has been your major achievement so far? Let me come to something which is a little different, and maybe you won't like answering it. But the question is, if you look back, can you recall an incident, like an instance when you had faced a major failure, a fiasco?
Yeah.
And the reason was something in
Related
you.
to me.
So yes, I don't want you to blame anybody else for it.
Of
Yes.
course. There is no one to
Can you
blame.
recall something?
Ma'am, I can recall something, and I would go back to the example of the football match that I went.
Yes.
That when my team was disqualified from the finals, and we had reached the
Yes.
semi-finals, and we had to play for the third position, I did not show up on the next day for the match. I let my team down because I didn't want to play for anything which is not going to get me the first position. I did not care about the
Did
third
you
position.
later feel bad about
I
it?
did. I regretted it like anything.
And even
And,
now, are you still the same, or how have you improved upon it?
I realized, like in the next week, the behavior of my teammates had changed quite a bit, and the captain of your team does not show up, or they wanted to play. So I did realize my mistake, and I realigned my thought process to understand that it is not about me. It is also about the people that I'm playing with, and I think that somehow probably also helped me in this other scenario where I joined Apollo as a GT. To take people together. It's not just all about you. So that was one experience which I would definitely want to change, but not at the cost of the learning that it gave me.
So was that the only instance when you introspected, or do you introspect on a general basis, on a regular basis?
There was probably one of the first instances when I started introspecting, and I found the value of introspection. But after that, I've always realized that it's always a good idea to just take a step back sometimes and maybe reassess the situation, look at things from others' perspectives. So no, that was not the only solution, but it was the start of a series of.
Okay, one more question from my end, Anupam. Why this particular college?
This particular college, there are multiple reasons to this, and I don't really have a prioritized list, but I'll I'll just list them out. First of all, I'm in touch with an alumni who also happens to be a very helpful senior from my same college in undergrad. He also happens to be an alumni here, and he told me about the amazing faculties that we have here. At the same time, also the methods that I use to teach, to impart knowledge, which is mainly case based. So it's not just theoretical. You go from chapter to chapter. It's mainly basis various cases of companies who have done mistakes or who have done really well. We take them as case studies and we learn from their mistakes as well as their achievements. So that's one. Second, I just can't help but not get enough excited about the various perspectives I'll come across by coming across a peer group which is so diverse, people coming from various backgrounds, etc. So I think that will also add a dimension to my outlook and probably help me see things in better light.
Okay, fair enough.
So Anupam, I can see that you completed your graduation in the year 2016, and then from 2016 to 2018 you were working for Apollo Tires. In the last 1 year, you were not working. So what were you doing in the last 1 year?
So what I realized about myself, and this is not necessarily something that might be true for everyone, was that I'm a person who likes to work who likes to be really focused about what he's doing. So, and that's the reason why I quit the great job I had at Apollo Tires, and I decided to give at least 1 year dedicatedly to the preparation for this exam. Because I wanted to ensure that I am able to secure an admission only into the very best colleges of the country, and that's why I thought it was a better choice to dedicate my attention completely just to preparing and acing this exam. That's the reason.
There are a lot of candidates, who have applied for these institutions and they do not have any gap year. They have prepared for these exams along with their graduation. And we have also candidates who have cleared this exam with a work experience. They don't have any gap year. So why should we hire you? Why should we give you the admission?
Fair enough. So see, I do understand that yes, the other candidates come with their own propensities and advantages. But I also agree that in my case there is a gap which is not which is not something very positive as it seems on the CV. But I think I bring a lot of other things on to the table. I think I am someone who's capable of who's capable of taking a decision which might not seem very conventional to people. I took a stand at that point and I decided, no, I wanted to do this. Just I do not want to follow the crowd necessarily. So that's one point. Another point is I also think it also makes me more versatile. That I have the ability to switch from one area of work to another area of work and explore that aspect of myself and develop as a person.
Okay, so you did your engineering, right?
Yeah.
So tell me something about law of thermodynamics.
So there are 4 laws of thermodynamics. There are 4 laws of thermodynamics: zeroth law, first, second, and third law. The zeroth law basically says that if temperature of body A is equal to the temperature of body B and temperature of body E equals the temperature of body C, temperature of body A and C can be concluded as being equal. That's the zeroth law. The first law says that energy can only be transformed from one form to the other. It cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. The second law says that the entropy of a system always keeps increasing. And the third law says...
What is the entropy?
Entropy is basically the chaos in the system. The measure of the measure of things falling apart, if I may use for layman terms. So it only keeps on increasing in any system. And
okay, so Anupam, you are a mechanical engineer, right?
yeah.
So was it out of choice or out of pressure?
It was, it was neither out of choice, neither out of pressure, because I just look for logic in anything that I learn, be it mechanical engineering, be it computer engineering or anything else. As far as there is some sort of logic, things follow from logic, it makes sense to me. And I hope that's an advantage.
Okay, that's why you chose mechanical engineering.
And so basically the factor of choosing mechanical engineering, the subject became little less relevant for me at that point of time. Okay, so I just wanted to go to a good college where I get good quality education and I also get exposure to the other aspects of development which will help me develop my personality in these crucial
Okay,
4
so
years.
one thing that I can see from your resume is that your academics were not good.
Yeah.
So, what is that one reason that you did not score well in your exams during mechanical engineering?
Ma'am, the reason is very straightforward for me. I was not serious about it. I was never serious about exams, especially. I was serious about studies. I was serious during the lectures. I'd love to, have a discussion with the professors in the lectures about all things theoretical there. But I was never really serious about the exams. I was more oriented towards taking part in extracurricular activities, maybe exploring those aspects of my personality, how I fit. Co-curricular activities as well as extracurricular activities. Exams at that point of time did not really interest me. Although looking back, I think exams was something that could have been managed and should have been managed. So yeah, if I get a chance, I might want to change that, but I don't really regret it so much.
Okay, so you were basically involved more in extracurricular activities. Can you give me an instance where you were involved in an extracurricular activity and you really did well at that during your college time?
Yeah, so I actually tried hands at as many sports as I could, but at a lot of them I did suck. But I was quite good at least when it came to football and tennis. So I served in the last couple of years of my college. I served as the captain of the football team, and I was also this, if I can use the term, second or third seed usually in tennis. So.
Okay.
Anupam, I have been looking at your CV, and I can see that if we talk about your current endeavors, that looks like a potpourri to me. Fine, all diverse. And even if we look at your professional experience, it looks like you have been kind of flitting from one thing to another. Now, have you been doing all this for the sake of versatility, as you said some time back? Or is it because you have not been clear about what exactly you want to do? I don't know, I'm just kind of
No, it's a
looking for a clarification on this. So,
sure, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, I think the reason is versatility can be one way of looking at it, and being a little, having a very desultory approach can be another way of looking at it. But I think the reason is that I'm mainly driven by delivering value. So if irrespective of the field that I'm in, if there comes some other opportunity where I think that I have the ability and the skills so that I can deliver some sort of value in that area, I usually like to take that up. And that's the reason why you see, you see all spectrums of colors, all areas in my CV.
Okay, fine. So, anything from your end?
No. Thank you.
I think that would be all.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
ma'am.
Thank you.